Welcome back to Embedded System class. So today we are going to discuss about features and architecture considerations for an embedded system. So what are the different blocks in an embedded systems? So to know this concept, first we want to know this block diagram of embedded system. So as what is an embedded system? Embedded system is a combination of software and hardware. In this topic, we are going to study about hardware circuitry. So we have two blocks, software block. Software block is host system and hardware block is our target system. In our target system, we have four blocks. So mainly the embedded system block diagram of an embedded system will have all these four blocks: input blocks, input devices, output devices, memory and process. So whatever the input devices we have, like sensors, input devices, so these devices are connected to the input ports. So whatever the output devices like LCDs, LEDs, actuators, so we connect these output devices to the output ports. So we have a processor. So we can collect the inputs from the input devices. We can process. What is a processor? A processor will do three functions: fetching, decoding and executing. So after executing the instructions, we give these output. We give these signals to the output devices, and we have memory, which is to store the data, right? So these are the four blocks: input block, output block, processor and memory. So these are the different types of blocks we have in our architecture consideration for embedded systems. So we have input devices like sensors, and we have output devices like actuator. We have memories. So memories, we have different types of memories which we are going to study in right now. So system core is nothing but processor. So we have different types of processors, right? So this is nothing but the full block diagram of hardware circuitry of an embedded system. So this is power supply, reset oscillator circuits. So we can connect the input devices through interfacing. System application specific circuits. So they will perform any embedded system can perform a unique task. So we need a so any embedded systems can perform a unique task. System application specific devices, processor, different types of processor we are using, and program and data memory. We have two types of memories. One is for data, RAM, and second one is program memory, nothing but ROM. Different types of timers and serial communication ports, parallel ports, interrupt controller devices, and output interfacing drives through which we connect to the output devices. So these are the internal blocks of a hardware circuitry of a embedded systems. So system peripherals. So these are the different types of system peripherals we are using. What is meant by peripheral? Peripherals are nothing but input and output devices. So input devices, mostly we use sensors. So sensors are used to sense or detect the changes in the input variables and convert it into electrical signal for any measurements. The sensors are connected to the input ports. So second one, actuators. Actuators are used to convert electrical signals into corresponding physical action. The actuators are connected to the output ports. Right, sensors are input devices and actuators are the output devices. So next, embedded processors and their types. So whatever the core we are using, core is nothing but processor. So a processor can do three functions: fetching, decoding and executing. So we have already discussed in classifications of embedded system. We have three types of classifications. First one based on generations. So first generation devices are based on microprocessors, right? So second generation devices are based on microprocessor and microcontrollers. Third generations are microprocessor, microcontrollers, DSPs and ASICs. So whereas in fourth generations we use multi-core processors, complex programming logic devices and field programmable gate array. Embedded systems are domain and application specific and are built around a certain core. The core of the embedded system falls into any of the following category. Depends upon the categories. So most of the embedded systems use microcontrollers. So for signal processing related like speech recognition, video compression, we use digital signal processor as core. For ASIC purpose we use ASIC as core, and VLSI for VLSI purpose, VLSIs we use complex programming logic devices or field programmable gate arrays. So now we have different types of memories in our architecture considerations. So mainly memory is used to store the data. We have two types of memories, RAM and DROM. So RAM is used to store permanent data. So whereas ROM, random access memory, is used to store instructions. So right. So in architecture consideration we need to know about input devices like sensors, output devices like actuators, core, different types of cores we are using, microprocessors, microcontrollers, DSP processors, ASICs, complex logic programs, complex programmable logic devices, field programmable gate arrays, and we have to write about types of memories. So these are the different blocks in architecture of an embedded system. Input devices are sensors, output devices are actuators, processor, different types of codes like microprocessor, microcontroller, DSPs, FPGAs, CPLD, and memories, different types of memories, random access memory and read-only memory. So this is about today's class. Tomorrow's class, in next class I will explain about memories. Thank you very much for watching.